Hello, loves. How are you? I hope that you have been breathing and relaxing and allowing yourself to come into you more, into your body more, drop deeper into your essence more, your energy. Hi there, Crystal Ariana here, and I'm connecting with you tonight in a video regarding our 22-degree Aquarius. Very opposite to Leo energy, is very, very cool to Leo moon that we're feeling. And so we're having so much fire energy. I believe there's like 5 or 6 planets here, a couple that are moving out of fire, but right now currently that are in fire. And so we have so much purifying, so much melting away of all that is not really us happening. And yet we have this calm, cool, collected Aquarius, expansive, very mentally open energy that's allowing us to see all of the somatic shifts, all of the being, all of the lessons that we've applied or that we're applying or that we're learning, or all of the above all at once, the new routes and frequencies that we're applying in our bodies on a body level. And so seeing that from a bigger perspective and really allowing it all to unfold. And so I felt so much over the last 24 hours that I just needed to rest. I needed to come in to myself and to the energy, to hold space for it all, and to really be free flow. It seemed like the more I tried to organize or prepare for this energy update, the more it just wasn't flowing. It wasn't coming out like all the others. It was really asking me to take in all of the summer's energies and to really receive a lot of the recent astrological shifts that I still need to write about in retrogrades. Uranus going retrograde, let's see, Mercury going direct, and then also Jupiter going direct. I will repost those posts on my wall. This last week was particularly busy for everyone and you all, and I didn't want to overwhelm you with information, so I will repost those retrograde posts. But there's a lot of energy that is really asking us, like I said in the last couple energy updates, to come into our inner child, to come into our inner essence, to sit down with our breakdowns, and to sit and have tea with them in complete non-judgment. And so I know many are feeling right now, as this timing is now that we've been talking about for a while, is now finally all here. I'm getting a couple things. Those that are feeling like rocks, like literally like rocks, right? They're saying that they feel frozen, that they feel restless, that they feel unexpressed, right? But there are those rocks that are also cracking open and allowing themselves to be penetrated in ways that are new, in ways that they haven't expressed before, or thought about before, or done before. And so I feel like there are those too that are feeling absolutely stripped naked of all that is not real, of all that is not embodied, of all that is not true right now. Even the rejections, we'll get into this a little bit later, but even the rejections are here to show you a higher way. And so you have to stop banging on those closed doors. Even if you don't fully understand why things happened, it's fully time to move forward with this moon. I'm sure many of you have felt this closure, right? This deeper closure on like a soul-based level. Even if all solutions and deeper heart application, even if the way forward isn't really clear yet. I know many of you are heeding your soul's advice and you're no longer knocking on those doors. And I celebrate you, that's wonderful. And I celebrate you anyway, even if you're not, yet it's time. I know some are fully stepping into their divine flow, right? They're allowing every step to unfold. They're not hanging on too much with their mind. They're not punishing themselves over their mistakes. they're holding their mistakes just as equal as their wins. And if you're feeling like not in this flow, if you're feeling like a restless lion that's, pacing back and forth, just know that there is no cage anymore. The cage is just you. I know some have written to me feeling like, I feel like I'm breaking free and I'm this lion, and yet there's still something invisible holding me back. So I feel like those that are still trying to come from the mind, right? Those that are not getting into some somatic practice the last couple months and energy updates, as we've been talking about, those that are coming too much from the mind are feeling that kind of stuck in a cage energy. And I know there's a mix of both. We're getting a lot of push-pull, a lot of applying new lessons, applying new ways and frequencies, and getting a lot of mixed messages and old signs coming up. This is just dualistic being, our binary thinking, meeting higher frequencies in us. So stay true, stay in your heart, stay rooted, stay grounded, eat vegetables that are below the ground, connect with your root chakra. There's so many different exercises and techniques. PM me. There's lots of ways to roam. So mainly allowing yourself to be more in love with your life than ever. And I know that there are many who feel like they're more in love with life than ever. And they feel like the rock, right? They feel like ego breakdown and old patterns, old dysfunctions, old controls, just our stubbornness, our not knowingness, just where we feel like we need to know, when in reality, when in soul-based foundational truth, we have everything that we need. So long as we can not know and stay wild, as long as we can not know and stay open, that's the gift. To not know and to stay wild. To not know and to not tense up, to not get tight, to keep our nervous system soft. I'll be talking about a little bit more in a bit, because I feel like it's so essential, and it kept coming around for right around this time period in this energy update. So I felt like that this needed to be brought up, because I feel like those that are really in between the old worlds and the new world that they're creating, and they're still not trusting themselves, they're not knowing, they feel all dried up inside. And the more that you are connecting to your body, the more that you are just cultivating juices that seem maybe totally disconnected from your aims and from your activations, but it's not. It's helping you get connected to your childlike wonder and your somatic energy, your biofield, where you can connect with an energy first being, where you can flow and surf more. We'll connect more in that in a little bit. But I feel like, there's a lot of those who are getting a lot of mixed signals. Just push forward. You're putting forth new patterns. Just trust yourself. This is the process of mastery. I'm getting all tongue-tied in that, so I know it's important. The process of mastery. Allowing yourself nurturing play, allowing yourself to tap into the creative. Boundless imagination, free of judgment, free of victimization, free of, binary thinking, free of this or that. You are all of it. You are the center of all of it, free of form even, right? Formless. Energy of the now. So don't focus on the external. Don't focus on what others are saying or doing or what they think. Those who don't meet you, who are not meeting you right now, that, are maybe not able to see you, are really just catalysts to help show you, to connect you to your juicy fires inside of you. It's to help show you, any man that's not able to see you is just showing you where you need to connect with your own divine masculine aspect, which brings you to presence, which connects you back to your inner divine feminine, your source energy, where you fill your cup. This is where you magnetize life to you. You really just sit in your still egg, take action from embodied being, and allow to accept and choose what it is you want. Like, my goodness, thank you, wisdom from divine feminine. essence in us all. Because we can only receive the love that we believe that we are worthy of. And so I feel like this is a huge lesson to us all, to really hold space, to be in our own value, even in the split, even in the breakdown, even when we're in dualistic situations and those keep coming up, even when the karmic loops repeat and we're choosing unity, we're choosing creation, we're allowing ourselves to take a break, disconnect, go outside, connect in the grass, take our shoes off, be on our own energy, to let things to surprise us. So this energy of this moon is to really not hold on too tight with our mind, to really be able to expand, to go beyond trying to figure out why things happened, and to really let it all unfold through your new being, through your new patterns, through your new decisions. So a lot of this is letting it unfold and making inspired, heart-aligned actions before anything else on the list. So your being creates your day. Not your actions complete your day, but your being creates how you complete your actions. And with mistakes, don't judge them. They're so powerful for you. They hold dear and value gold if you're willing to wield it. Even the rejections. They're fine-tuning you to bigger and better things, to receive them for your highest good. So be in the moment more and more. Your essence is key. Drop the armor. Don't resist. I'm feeling that so much. Like, it's okay to be cracked open, to be naked, to be stripped, to be you, to be multidimensional, to be high and low. As a one dear member says around me, you don't have to be spiritual and be pure. She's like, get the F out of my face while I align these energies. And it's so true, because we're here to fully embrace all of us, every multidimensional aspect, and to bring it back home. And so even the bad things that happen, like, it really is time to drop the old story. I think that's what I'm feeling here and getting to, is that bad people, bad mistakes, bad events, stuff that we don't like, whatever we're considering bad or negative, right, or in contrast to our liking, is really just making room for bigger stuff to come along. Yet we have to drop our old story that's holding our own energy, frequencies, and our old energetic structures, because you can have your dream if you're willing to melt away all your resistances to being loved, to receiving love, to allowing it in, letting God in. Like when you're most in the clench, when you're most in no, when I'm most saying, F off, to allow myself to crack open into what I don't know, into what is expanded outside of my ego. And if you're willing to melt your resistances to love and being loved, I felt in this energy update, I felt like I couldn't get it out, and I just need to flow it out. There is no prepping for this kind of energy. It really is just stepping into the now and allowing yourself to see from the bigger picture. So I'm seeing from this Aquarius full moon that we can either stop banging on the doors that are closed and recreating the same patterns and loops, right? Because we are still trying to come from it from a mental place. Or we can trust our soul, even if it seems really scary mentally, right, to our mind, to our thoughts, and we can follow through with what our heart really knows. Take the action we need, show up in the ways that fully love, even when we're not received, showing up with the right people, allowing those who don't receive you to show you who to show up with more and who to show up with less, and to stop playing victim. Like, you have the power. You have everything that you need to be the creator. And so, as we've been talking about for a while, and as all these major karmic cycles are closing, you're stepping into a new phase of being, on such a deeper body level, on such a deeper heart level, on what's true for you. That's why you're getting challenged so much lately. That's why you feel tested and cracked open and stretched beyond what you feel you have capacity for, what you can do, is because it's showing you where to dissolve or integrate or have the ego become more useful to you. And a lot of that is in holding space, in letting it all surprise you, in letting it all unravel, you know? Like creating, focusing on creation. And then when stuff comes up, if you get triggered, letting it go and fully feeling it all the way. Or maybe it comes down to expressing it. Maybe this comes down to somebody else. You know, maybe you have to express your feelings in ways that you've never fully expressed and take off the masks all the way. So that way you can step out of the cage, dear lion. So that way you can, so that way you can fully liberate even the world around you. Like you're holding the torch up for us all. I feel so much with this Leo Aquarius energy, we're seeing that we are the change. And I'll get into that in a second. But yes, to understand that we are getting a much bigger mental picture here. To trust you deeper, to choose to forgive, to create, to be free. Because you're helping us all in the collective. For many of you, I know you can't ignore what you feel in your intuition anymore. You have to honor your essence at this time, no matter who you're around. And especially, I know with all this recent retrograde and direct forward movement energy, Mercury direct, Jupiter direct, Uranus going retrograde, and a couple of the planets about to go direct soon here in a couple of weeks. This energy of this moon is really helping us open up from a bigger place and release final chords that really the Capricorn full moon would bring up, and the last full moon, as well as the solstice energy I'm sure you felt a lot of. But think back to what you were doing, 6 months ago, back in February, over the February Aquarius new moon. It is now time to move forward with what you know. And I know that this is such big energy, it's certainly stirring the collective pot. I know so many have stirred up feelings that we need to sit, that we need to hold, that we need to be with. Like I was saying before, we need to sit in that not knowing. We need to be in that space of not being able to even wrap our minds around it, and to be able to go beyond the mind and slow down, where you're fully softening, where you can feel the actual feelings swimming from your belly to your throat. Right? If you're open, practice feeling those feelings, and those will come out. And so you won't have to hit the panic button when stuff is, sad, or when stuff is hard, or when stuff is difficult, or when stuff is in contrast to your liking. You can go beyond the mind and into the body and slow down, and it's a message to where we're fully soft in our nervous system is where the magic happens. This is where we full on process on an energy level, where we integrate and where we allow completions of certain cycles in on a body and soul level. So I feel like those that have been trying to release since the solstice, or since the Capricorn last month full moon, or this full moon, and you're hearing the same message over and over, then this is really speaking to you, because it's really allowing body is feedback, right? The body is feedback, emotions are feedback, it's all just energy. And so it's asking you to integrate this wisdom on a deeper body level. So I feel like this energy is so ripe under this full moon as it's being illuminated. So if you were confused before, I feel like many of you are realizing now what to give your attention to and what not to, what to no longer keep charging with your field. So again, those that are in duality or are committed to seeing things from binary thinking, from limitation, from coming from the problem, take some time, take some space. Oh, sorry about that. Thanks, Spirit. Take some time and space. The Spirit asking me to slow down. To sit in the observer seat. To really allow yourself, as I've been saying, to be your own channel and guide from within your own nervous system, within your own channel, your own energy channel. What is restrictive, controlling, distorted versus what is expansive, creative, allowing, pure heart. You can offer yourself amazing guidance and counsel from your wise body, your wise nervous system. The key is surrender. It's your being in your being, keeping your nervous system soft and open when you feel, allowing yourself to fully embrace all different parts of you without judgment is giving you such access to greater wisdom and intelligence. So when your nervous system relaxes, everything you wish to create is possible and is given permission to enter into your space, into your physical world, into your reality. So yes, love, I feel like knowing your own energy, knowing your own energy field, your own boundaries. I feel like I'm getting chewed up here. So I might actually break up this video into 2 bits. I'm just getting that message in the moment, so I'm gonna follow it. Oh wow, check out this sunset. Oh, can you see it? Ah, the camera doesn't capture it all the way. Can you see it? Oh, that's cool though. It's really pink outside of the camera. So anyway, I'm gonna take that as an interlude because I feel, and I'm just gonna end it here, is to know your own nervous system, to know your own self, to know what energy is really coming from fear and what's coming from love. You know, to feel who to learn from, whether they're coming from fear or coming from love, who to receive, who to charge your energy with, to know your own boundaries, you know? Sometimes no is a sacred ritual, right? Sometimes saying enough is enough. I'm learning that so much. You know, breaking things down into smaller bits, holding space for the sacred container, even the ugly. So sometimes no is a necessary magic. And so, okay, loves, I'm gonna end it here and we're gonna start next. Whew, getting chewed up a little bit. On your soul mission, because I feel like what's coming through in this message is we don't need others to validate us any longer. We don't need to come from the old structures of our mind. We can trust our essence. We can trust our soul. It's so beautiful. You don't need others to be to validate you, and you can be multidimensional. You can be in process and messy and in the ugly sometimes, and you can also hold and witness and know God, know source, hold God, hold source, hold spirit in you. You can be raw and pure. You can hold the sacred and the wounded in the same place as you shift from the core, as you shift using alchemy and the ground of all being and love from the inside out. You can hold all of you. The divine, the holy, the ugly, the distorted, all at the same time. And alchemize all through your present heart. All through your childlike wonder. Through the eyes of love, of source, of God. Because I feel like when we see our stuff, when we see our ugly from the eyes of love, of God and an inner child, the innocence of a child, when we see our wounds from the Creator inside of us all, I feel like that very awareness begins to shift us. You know, this is what going back home and back to love really is. This cracking of the ego and our barriers. All of our barriers to love and allowing love and creating with love. Allowing love in, surrendering to what we don't know and fully receiving it. It's all the same thing. So yes, to make room for the miracle and to not slow down. So yeah, anyway, loves, I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna do a part 2 video for those that are ready to receive the whole message. And yeah, I'm gonna save the rest of the nervous system stuff, and I'm gonna talk a lot about astrology in the next video. So I can't wait to see you over there, and I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.